One thing that I've been seeing everywhere on the internet lately, and it has been in my pins in Pinterest for many, many years, is Mongolian beef. I need to make it. But I thought I would switch it up a little bit for today because I had the ingredients, and I'm gonna make Mongolian chicken. Also sounds very scrumptious. There's not a lot of ingredients. It seems very easy, simple, straightforward, which is never a bad thing. It is perfect and comforting for this time of year because it is still cold outside and snowy, but it's gonna be warm in here. I've got all of my stuff meased out over here, and all I have to do is do some chopping of the chicken and we can get over to the stove. Let's get started. First things first on the realist. Just kidding, it's the chicken. The recipe calls for, I think chicken breasts, but I am a legs and thighs girl, so I've just got some boneless, skinless thighs here that I'm just going to chop up into like bite-sized pieces. The recipe is also going to call for this to be kind of tossed into a dry dredge of like flour and cornstarch. But I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it today. So these are just going in the pan with seasoning on it. So it's not like necessary, but it doesn't hurt. But I don't feel like it today. So I'm not gonna do it. Got my chicken all good to go. I'm just gonna give this a quick season with just some salt and pepper. All set. All ready to go over to the stove. But like I said before, I did just kind of mise out my other ingredients for the sauce. Got some soy sauce in here with some sesame oil, brown sugar, some ginger and garlic that is just chopped up pretty finely, and some green onions. These are 2 pretty large green onions. I think that I have more than what is called for in the recipe, but I love green onions, so it's all good. I separated the whites and the dark greens. I'm gonna start cooking the whites a little more before I add the dark greens because these take a little longer to cook through. And I just set aside some other of the dark greens for garnishing at the end. So green onions, and that's it. Now we can get over to the stove, cook the chicken, make the sauce, eat it up. I've got my skillet here with a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil on like a medium heat. Get it good and hot. Then I'm just gonna fry off my chicken. You're gonna cook this all the way through. Don't overcrowd the pan. If you have to do it in batches, go for it. You just wanna get a good, nice, crispy exterior. Into my hotsy totsy pan. There should be just a little bit of oil in there. Enough. I'm gonna add just a touch more. Don't want anything burning. I'm gonna throw in my garlic and my ginger and the whites of my green onion. Gonna add in my dark greens. In goes my soy sauce and sesame oil. This will also deglaze the pan a bit so you can get all that good flavor off the bottom there. Goes the brown sugar. Bring this back up to a boil, dissolve that sugar. This is back up to a boil now. I'm going to add in my slurry, which is just some cornstarch and water. And this is gonna really give it a thicker, more full appearance, and it's gonna get nice and glossy. And then bring this back up to a boil, and then we can add our chicken back in. Already starting to thicken up. You can see it's just getting glossy-licious. Super thick. Gonna add my chicken back in. Just stir it through, and we are donezo. Okay, look how glossy and thick that is. Like, look at that. I'm gonna take it off the heat. and devour. Look at this. Oh, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna top it off with my reserved green onions. And there we go. Ready to serve. Time to dig in. I just plated this up with some rice that I just made up in the rice cooker. I like to season it with ginger, sugar, salt, and rice vinegar, just to kind of give it a little bit nice of a flavor. And of course, look at that beautiful Mongolian chicken. Have the first bite. That's good, especially with that rice. Ooh. I know a lot of the Mongolian beef recipes that I've been seeing are served with noodles, which this would be really good over noodles too. Ooh, that rice. The flavors are so deep. This is a very sweet sauce. So if you want to make it a little less sweet, you could probably add some vinegar in there. Could turn into like a sweet and soury kind of thing. But that is good. I love using dark meat because even if you cook it to death, it still tastes juicy and crispy and delicious, as opposed to like a chicken breast where if you overcook it just a little bit, it'll turn to dust. So I highly suggest dark meat. So good, really quick, really easy, really delicious. You should totally try this because it's just good. Enjoy.